Yeah, I mean, I don't want to write an episode just because I just have no desire to do that right now for Starbuck. I don't think that I could do it justice, because we have such amazing writers. But as far as storylines, we definitely as a cast are encouraged to speak our minds, and if we have an idea, come to them with it. And so episode 16 was all my idea, which is really cool. So, little things happen in your life that they pick up on and then they throw into the script. I know that everyone hated me for a while because of Michael Trucco. Because I fought to have Michael Trucco come back because he was supposed to be left on the planet. And I changed the dialogue from "I'll try to come back" to "I'm coming back for you." And they didn't catch on. And because it was so close, and then finally they were like, "I guess we gotta go back for the poor guy." And so I kept asking them, and I really fought for him because Michael Trucco is, in my opinion, a really, really amazing human being. He meshed well with the entire cast. And I loved what he brought to my character. I loved the drama that he brought to the relationship with Apollo and Starbuck, and that it was just another obstacle. And so I really fought to have him come back, so he owes his career to me. And it was really funny though. We had to do, there's a TV Guide cover coming out with Mary McDonald and Michael Trucco and I, and it was originally supposed to only be me. And so I called my mom, and I'm like, "Yeah, so it's not just me anymore, it's Michael Trucco and Mary." And she goes, "Well, that one sure bit you in the ass, didn't it?" Leave it to my mom.
Yeah. You might want to have a conversation with Jamie Bamber about the boxing scene. He was back here in August for Gen Con, and he said, "Oh, it was a lot of fun to be up on Starbucks, because she's a girl." So, question for you. When the new Battlestar came out and Starbuck is going to be a woman, it was like, woo, whatever. But thank you for the ovarian fortitude that you've added to the role. And can you give us an example of where a fan has come up to you and went, "I am so sorry, you're so good"?
I think most of the time. In all honesty, I think I got, the first season in the miniseries, I got so much hate mail. I had 2 boxes for hate mail that I didn't have to respond to, and then mail that I did have to respond to. And the box that I did have to respond to was that I didn't have to was overflowing. I mean, I had so much hate mail. I got a couple death threats. Yeah, I was like, all right, that's really nice, thanks. And I was like, and I wanted to call all these people up and go, "Boomer's a girl too." I think everyone just forgot that Boomer used to be a guy, and he was black. Come on, help me out here. But I think most people come up to me now and they're like, "I'm so sorry, that hate mail was from me." They're like, "You didn't really read that, did you?" And I was like, "Every word."
What's the title of episode 14?
16. Thanks, Kate. That one.
What? Maelstrom.
Maelstrom.
Okay. And you're an excellent one.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I try. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'll do both of you, but I'll go here first. Oh, I'll do you. Yeah.
I wanted to know how much of your input Ricky has in this, and what his feeling is about the characters sometimes in life.
I haven't really talked to Richard about what his feelings, his date are, I guess. I know that he has just as much input as the rest of the cast. I know that we absolutely, all of us, love Richard Hatch. He's such an integral part of the show now that we couldn't do it without his character. And he's in this season a lot. He really is. I think that you know, I'm sure that I can't speak for him. I'm sure there's a side to him that would still love to remake the original. I mean, that was his, you know, that was, or not remake the original, but do a continuation. That was always his plan. But I think at this point, he as a lot of the fans, I guess, recognize good science fiction and have just kind of said, okay, well, if this is all we can have, then we're lucky to have this. So I don't know. All I know is he's a good guy and I like having him around. And my mom has a crush on him. She did. She asked me. It was so cute. I told Richard, I was like, my mom used to go home. She worked at an ice cream store when she was in high school. And she used to run home, like during her lunch break, to watch the soap opera he was on. And I don't even remember what it was called. And so I told Richard that, and he he signed a cute little picture from my mom, and I gave it to her for Christmas. And she sent him an email back that it was 20 years too late. As you can see, my mother's a jokester. Yeah.
Michael left on kind of that note there earlier this season. Are you planning on bringing the two characters back?
I hope so, because Michael True and I have so much fun together. He and I, we're like kindred spirits. He's like my, brother separated at birth or whatever. I think that relationship will never be resolved. I think the relationship with Apollo and Starbuck will never be resolved. Because if it did, where would we go? I think that they don't really kind of want Starbuck to ever be happy. So, and sadly enough, like what I think, in all honesty, I think that her most honest relationship and the person that she is most honest with is Leoben. So, because I think that because of her past and who she is and the way that she's been treated, she thinks that she deserves to be treated with disrespect. She is the most vulnerable and the most honest when she's with Leoben, which is very interesting. So maybe in a sense he might actually have a piece of her heart too. So she's all sorts of things. Yeah. No, not at all. I talked to Dirk after the miniseries. We did the whole Starbucks by Starbucks with Starbucks. Whatever. And we still didn't talk about the character. And I haven't watched the entire original series. Sorry. I didn't want to constantly be comparing myself to him. And say to myself, oh, well, Dirk would have done it this way, so I guess I'll do it this way. I really wanted to kind of do it, have it be the way that I envisioned it, and then maybe go, I could sit down now and watch it and not even think that he was So, anyway, I'm going to go to the back for a question now. Yeah.
The spacesuits that they have you wear, are those completely sealed? You're breathing from air? Do you have like a vent that you're breathing from, or what?
They're rubber and really, really gross, stinky, hot, cold, crappy rubber. And they're not sealed, so there is air that gets in and out. But if it's really hot outside, you're 10 degrees hotter in that suit. And if it's really cold outside, you're 10 degrees colder in that suit. And then they put the helmet on you, and then they do have air, oxygen that's pumped in, just because the mask will fog up and you can't really breathe. It is the most uncomfortable contraption ever to be put into. Not to mention that then they put you inside of a Viper, which is completely closed, and no one can hear you, so they forget you're there. And so there are so many shots of me when they say action, and I'm like, completely asleep, and they're shaking the ship, and it just put me to sleep more. I don't know why, it's the worst experience ever. I was so happy when Starbuck hurt her knee in season 1 because I didn't have to fly Vipers for like 10 episodes.